This story is based on a true incident that happened to a pizza delivery boy. It occurred when John was working part-time at a small pizza shop during his college days. One night, around 1 a.m., just as John was about to finish his shift and leave for home, the phone at the pizza shop rang. When he answered, a man in a very low voice placed an order. At first, John thought of refusing because the shop's closing time had already passed. However, when the man ordered 4 large pizzas, John decided to take the order. Big orders usually meant a good tip, and John needed the money. John quickly prepared the pizzas and set off for the delivery. The delivery address was quite far, located on the outskirts of the city. It was late at night, and the road leading to the address was deserted. The street was rough, surrounded by dense trees, and no streetlights were working, making the entire area pitch dark. After driving for some time, John finally reached the location. It was an old, eerie-looking house in the middle of a forested area. No lights were on, and there was no sign of any movement around. The house appeared abandoned, which made John feel uneasy. He decided to call his manager and explain the situation, hoping to leave without delivering the pizzas. However, his manager did not answer the phone. John knew that if he returned with the pizzas without his manager's approval, he would likely face his anger and might even get his salary deducted. So after several unanswered calls, he gathered his courage and decided to knock on the door. Just as he stepped closer, a light inside the house suddenly turned on. This gave John a little confidence that someone was inside. He rang the doorbell and called out, "Pizza delivery," but no one answered. He rang the bell again. This time, he heard footsteps from inside, but still, no one opened the door. John was about to leave when suddenly the door creaked open on its own. Startled, he hesitantly stepped inside. The dimly lit hall was empty. He called out, "Hello? Is anyone here? Your pizza is here." Just then, he noticed a black cat that had been sitting under the couch suddenly dart towards a room. As soon as the cat entered, the room's light and TV switched on, and he heard the laughter of small children playing. John assumed someone was playing a prank on him. Annoyed, he stepped into the room, where he saw 2 little girls sitting on a chair. They stared at him in an eerie manner without blinking. Frustrated, John said, "I've been knocking for so long. Why didn't you open the door?" But the girls remained silent, just staring at him. He continued, "I have your pizzas. Is there an adult here who can make the payment?" Suddenly, the girls' eyes turned completely white, and their silence broke into chilling laughter. They pointed towards the room behind him. John, already unnerved, turned around, and what he saw made his blood run cold. A shadowy figure of a woman stood behind him. Shocked, he dropped the pizzas, frozen in fear. The woman, along with the 2 girls, stood by the doorway watching him. Terrified, John ran out of the house as fast as he could, jumped onto his bike, and sped away. However, after riding a short distance, his bike started malfunctioning. The engine sputtered, and soon, the bike stopped completely. When he got off to check, he saw that his tire was punctured. Panicked, he quickly dialed the police for help. While waiting, he glanced into his bike's rearview mirror, and what he saw made his legs go weak. The shadowy woman and the 2 girls were standing right behind him, slowly approaching. Overcome with fear, John abandoned his bike and ran deep into the forest. He kept running until he found a large tree to hide behind. He prayed for his safety, his heart pounding wildly. Soon, he heard the sound of police sirens. Summoning all his remaining courage, he ran back toward his bike, where he saw the police inspecting it. He rushed to them and narrated everything that had happened. The police accompanied him back to the house to investigate. However, upon searching the house, they found nothing except a stray cat. The next morning, John learned that the house had been abandoned for the past 3 years. Moreover, 3 years ago, a woman and her 2 daughters had lived there, until they were mysteriously murdered one night. No one ever found out who committed the crime. Realizing that the figures he had seen were the spirits of the murdered woman and her daughters, John was horrified. From that day on, he quit his pizza delivery job, but the terrifying experience haunted him for the rest of his life.